Greetings and salutations, this is Emperor Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
We're going to be having this is a part 2 to our Blitzkrieg German Infantry box set. The unboxing video. Yeah, the unboxing video we did the other day. These are the first 4 Germans we've got painted up. So I thought we'd just let you have a quick look at them. We have done Germans before, but not as Germans, we've done them as Chinese, because I never do anything normal. I hate people who do normal things. You know, people actually...
Does Bolt actually have Chinese box sets?
Why would you? Because they use German kit. So if you're going to do Chinese...
we're not the only people who've actually done Chinese.
Yeah, so if you only do... if you're going to do Chinese, just buy a box of Germans.
And paint them up and...
Yeah, and if you get any spare Tommy hats from the British box set, stick a few Tommy hats on them, especially for the reserve troops. The local defence troops used to wear the Tommy hat. We've had this discussion before.
I will remind you, because I know you've all heard me say this again, but I made him get these Germans.
Yeah. Well, we've got some Polish, and it's now time to get some Germans.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the Germans. These are the first 4 we've actually painted up, and I am quite impressed with them. They're quite nice little figures. I've done them in the early war uniform, 1939-1940. So they have the green jacket, the field grey jacket, light blue trousers, and black boots. Later used to wear brown boots because they ran out of black. Don't know, well shortage. So yeah, this is basically them. I've done a nice guy with his helmet off, firing a machine gun. There's a nice guy firing a rifle, I quite like. There's a guy sniping away there, and this chap who's just running with a rifle in his hand. So this is the entirety of the unit. I've only done 4 figures so far, but I just thought I'd show them before we did any more. Interesting point. The base. I don't know if you've noticed the base. The base is completely clear. They're completely clear plastic bases. You can see straight through them. And
on the camera, it looks like it hasn't got any bases.
Yes, from the view plate of the camera, it looks like that the bases are made of the same stuff that they're standing on. This is a new idea we've just had. We've got some clear plastic bases, and we're going to do a video on them later because we've got some...
They're acrylic.
Yeah, they're acrylic bases. They're just standard acrylic, just cut to size. You can buy them in packs. We will do a video about that later because we have quite a few things we're going to be doing with them. So yeah, this is the first Germans. I really like these guys. I've always liked the Blitzkrieg Army Pack figures. I've made loads of them over the years, but these are the first time.
Maybe you can get some British later on.
Well,
and we can do like a Battle of Britain kind of thing.
Well, I would like to do early war. Sorry, we're doing early war. These are for the invasion of Poland. These Germans. We could do Norway. We could do the BEF, the Battle of France. I would like to get some French eventually. So we've started off.
British more French, then we do Dunkirk.
Yeah. So we've started off with Russians and we've got the Russians to fight the Japanese with.
And we've
got the Polish. And now we're going to move on and get the Germans, and once the German army is done, we're going to choose another army, which will either be British, Finnish, I haven't decided on that yet, British, Finnish, or...
Finns.
Finns, yeah. Finland people.
Finnish sounds like you just about finished the video.
Yeah, so British, Finnish, or French, and we haven't really decided which yet, so...
I have.
What?
British.
You want to do British?
I want to do
British. I like early war British. I think it's interesting. And of course, Britain is probably the only country in the world to celebrate our greatest ever defeat. Because every year we celebrate, for some reason, Dunkirk. It's basically saying, we're really proud we lost and ran away.
We celebrate it because we saved all the soldiers.
We're still lost.
We saved our soldiers.
Well, how about we defeated Germany and occupied Germany in 1940 and missed the entire Second World War.
We nearly did. We were doing really good, and then we got pushed back in the end.
No, because our generals tried to fight the First World War because they were stupid.
No, we ran off. We started pulling back because we were getting murdered by tanks. Tanks versus infantry don't go well.
Well, no, not really. We could have held the Germans. There's
Okay,
no reason we couldn't have held the Germans. Just ignore
Have you
Rommel.
seen the pictures from Dunkirk?
Yeah, just ignore Rommel.
You can't ignore Rommel.
Of course you could ignore Rommel.
It's a big fat blob. What? Just there, and just let anybody go through or pass. Just murders everyone.
Yeah, but a tank only runs as long as it's got fuel. I mean,
Did we know that?
If we'd have been able to sit and think long enough.
Yeah, that's how we knew we were getting attacked from the air.
Alright, well...
We were getting shot at by airplanes.
We were being attacked from the air because Churchill decided to withdraw the Royal Air Force. So we had practically no air cover. We had to rely on the French because the British Air Force was pulled out. Because Churchill was afraid we were going to lose and he didn't want to lose the Air Force.
Well, we were lost regardless.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But Britain, they got massacred.
It doesn't seem like much commitment to cause there. Also, we had the kit to stop the Germans. We abandoned it at the side of the road and we just left it.
No, we didn't leave it. We blew it up and set it on fire.
Oh, we blew some of it up.
And we set it on fire.
The Germans captured all our gas. We had loads of gas.
We destroyed everything before we left.
No, we didn't. We left it at the side of the road. We spiked the guns, but we left most of the ammunition. And most of the guns that were left we used to man the Atlantic Wall. That's where all those guns came from. The Germans didn't use their own guns, they just used French and British guns that they'd captured.
I think we should have fought how the Japanese did.
Yeah.
Bayonet charged them.
But the early war, there didn't seem to be much gumption on the side of the British commanders to fight. Either in France or in Singapore. Malaya, sorry. Well, Singapore, Malaya. And there just seemed to be a bug-out fever. And I'm not really sure why. I think we didn't have the initiative. And we were just on the back foot the whole time. Yeah. And you could put it down to Blitzkrieg and how totally awesome the German army was. Britain was the only mechanised army in the world. Russia was the second most mechanised army in the world. And then,
what do you mean mechanised?
Having men in trucks. The German army still had men on carts pulled by horses. So, no, the German army wasn't the most advanced army in the world. It had a few decent vehicles, but so did the British, so did the French, so did the Polish, and so did the Russians. So
we had a Churchill tank.
That was 1943, was it? 1942, 43?
We still used it.
Yeah, but it only looked like that so it could go on the back of a train. It wasn't an awesome tank. It was one of the few things that could go up against a German anti-tank gun, but other than that... I personally think the Americans had the right idea with the Sherman. It may not have been a very good tank.
Part in Howland the War. They hid on the bottom of D-Day.
No, they did not.
That's what they
fought.
We did the most.
No,
we did the most.
The Sherman was not a brilliant tank, but it did what it said on the tin.
Okay, let me guess. These are the Americans, right? Who decided at the D-Day to set off their lovely Sherman tanks with waves. And all crew drowned.
You mean the DD tanks?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because the waves are too strong. The tanks sank.
And they should have knew that. They should have knew that.
Yeah. Well, hindsight is brilliant, isn't it? Because you can look back and say, well, what I would have done. Well, you weren't
what
there.
I would have done was
there.
I would let the tanks, the ships, go right to the shore, blow properly, not guess if you're going to blow all the bunkers, blow them up as you think they are, and then let off the tanks on beach.
Yeah, like the British did, who landed the tanks directly on the beach. But then again, the British weren't up against the defences that the Americans were up against. The Americans did attack a quite fortified
You're doing it was British and Americans fighting in the exact same place at the exact same time.
That was not.
It was just two different parts.
No, we had different beaches. We had completely different beaches.
There was one beach,
miles away from
one beach that wasn't that defended, and the other beach the Americans thought was the best beach.
Yeah, but it was the wrong beach. We all landed. We more or less all landed at the wrong beach.
We landed at a better beach.
It was just the planning was immaculate, but the execution of the plan was...
It took like a year to plan it though.
Yeah, the execution of the plan was stupid. It's just... no plan survives contact with the enemy.
When you look back in history, you see so many different problems that you could have changed.
Yeah, like, why didn't Russia take Constantinople? Sorry, what's it called now? Sorry, I'm too old to remember these new made-up names.
What part of the planet are you talking about?
Istanbul. Why didn't Russia take Istanbul?
Yeah.
Why didn't Russia take... If Russia would have taken Istanbul, that would have sealed the nail in the coffin for the Ottomans.
But it did. For 1 year.
Well, no, it didn't. No, the Ottomans managed to survive, backed up by the British. And they survived for another 100 odd years. The Russians could have got rid of them. But, you know, there's all sorts of things. What if? What if we'd have won the Battle of Hastings?
If I was Japan, I wouldn't have gone nowhere near America.
I'm not even getting into that discussion with you, no. I'm not. Right, so we have this lovely unit of German soldiers.
Of clear bases.
On the clear bases. I really like them. I think they're really cool. I knocked them together last night and painted them, and I've only just based them, so they look quite cool. And that's about it. We will be doing more. We have a whole box of these things to do, although some of them are going to be made into Chinese. And that's about it. Do you have any questions?
We've been doing the questions only for the video.
Oh, they're actually questions you've been asking then, right. No, so, yeah, I think the German army, 1939, 1940, is an interesting army. Most people don't do early war, so they're driving around with Tiger tanks and all that. This is early war, so you've got rickety little German tanks.
Kind of like World War One-ish. Late World War One.
Well, no, they're like fast tanks. Which is the main tanks the Germans used were light fast tanks. The heavy tanks the Germans had were not fitted with anti-tank guns. They were fitted with howitzers. So they were for knocking down buildings and stuff, not taking on tanks. And German tanks, of course, caused most of the civilian casualties in France because you didn't know if there was someone in that building, so they just put a shot in it just to make sure. And that's how a lot of civilians got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, not by air raids. Because most civilians were clever enough to get in air raid shelters during air raids or hide under the stairs where they were relatively safe. So, yeah, that's just one of those things. Next, anything else?
We didn't have any questions.
No, that's it.
Do you talk about the Germans?
So these are the painted up figures. That's about it. I haven't really got anything else to add. It is a lovely period to play, and not a lot of people do early war.
More exciting.
Yeah,
it's not a one-sided battle.
Yeah, I find late war boring.
Because it's just one-sided.
It's not this one-sided. It's just you technically should only have maybe 2 squads of Germans and then 20 squads of British or Americans. That's basically what you should have.
But they don't work.
Yeah, but you play with a point system. That means theoretically the Germans will always win because they're always going to be better than your troops. If you use an equal.
But it depends what units you buy.
Well, no, the point system. I don't like point systems, and we use point systems in this just for ease. Although I think something like Black Powder is better because you don't use a point system in it.
No, I like bolt action.
Yeah, but I've got no problem with bolt action with the point. It's just in real life, you would have you never have equal numbers of troops on the same battlefield.
Well, I would admit, I'm more of a Hail Caesar and bolt action.
Same with that though. Although you do tend to get more units for the people fighting the Romans. Tend to.
Some of the 48 a legion-ish?
Yeah, but some of the Celtic units, the large units, cost the same amount as a Roman legion. So.
But it's more powerful than your Roman legion.
Yeah, and technically the Celts had 10 times more of them. So, again, point silly.
We're going to do one-sided victory for me.
Yeah, so point systems, I just have issues with them. And we use points simply because we play bolt action, so we just use the point system in the book.
It's easier, it's not one-sided.
Yeah, it's one-sided.
I keep saying one-sided.
If we say we did some historical based games, if we did a historical based campaign,
which we will
do
that,
eventually. If we did that, then I don't think we'd bother using points. Or we would give far more points to one side than the other, or depending on what scenario we were doing.
Always get the units, but we're in the real battle.
Yeah, so if you're playing Japanese versus British in Malaya, the Japanese would have about 1/4 the amount of points of the British.
Well, no, I played Japanese. I don't care.
Yeah, so the Japanese
the greatest.
The attacking Japanese would always be heavily outnumbered by the British. Same
but then it'll be
yes.
hard to play the Japanese, then, wouldn't it?
No, but they won.
Yeah, but
and they won because they were better troops than us. They were better led. They were better organised. They were better trained.
Well, I found out that when I bayoneted charged your Chinese troops.
Yeah. Well, Japanese are also fanatics.
Yes,
which is brilliant in close combat.
Run away.
You have to kill guy. Yeah, you have to kill every single one.
You play any other army apart from Polish.
Yeah.
Because Polish are massive. This doesn't bother them. You have to destroy half of them, but all of the Japanese.
So we will have to see how the Germans play. We've never actually played Germans. I know it's funny you do World War II. We've never played a game with Germans.
And that's the most named country in World War II.
Yeah, but we are now going to do Germans because we're going to be like everybody else and do Germans. So there.
Yeah, because we've been other people so far. We've done Polish.
Yeah.
We've done Russians.
Japanese.
People have done Russians. Japanese. I don't think anyone does Japanese.
I've seen a few, not many.
Not many, because not a lot of people really go on that side of battle. It's just British and Germans and French and Russian. Oh, and no one's done Chinese.
No, but I've been talking online to a guy who's following our blogs. He might be watching this. Who's doing Chinese now?
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing his stuff. I like to see what people are doing, and I like watching people. I follow a lot of people's blogs and stuff. So feel free to give me a shout out if you want me to go and look at your blog or whatever. I'll do a review of it if you want or something. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. But yeah. So anyway, I hope you like the Germans. Please comment on whatever you like. I will.
It has to be specific. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think about clear bases. See, specific.
Yeah.
Very specific, though.
Specific.
Yes, I know you're dyslexic and he's happy to
yeah, no, I'm the dyslexic one.
Yes.
I'm not dyslexic.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. You're not.
Yeah. It skipped a generation. Either that or I'm not your dad. So we have these lovely, lovely Germans. Please leave comments about them because I think they're awesome and I really enjoy painting them up. He's already said all that other stuff. And
bye from me.
I need to go buy from him. G'day.
Bye.